Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello, how are you, my friends? I hope everyone is fine, doing well. I decided to do a live stream today for this super full moon in Capricorn, actually, and this also gives me an opportunity to show you what I do, show you how I do things. So I set up all the cards already. You can find the pictures in the community tab if you're interested. And it's very interesting the way it's set up. It's almost like a web that has been put in place that I can see for this Capricorn full moon. And the intention that we set for this reading is, of course, to bring healing, to bring clarity. Hi, guys. Hello. Decided to do a spontaneous live. Um, and it gives you an opportunity to see like how I work. And we're going to get into the channeled singing in a second, and then also hopefully receive the channeled messages that I usually write down in my book before I start everything. Everything's already well cleansed. The space is cleansed, and we'll see how we go with that. So let's hop in, let's start, and yeah, let's see. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, yeah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. There's something about coming forth, really coming forth, and really speak your voice with this full moon in Capricorn. This is like one of the most important things, which is also why we're doing a live today. It's like really stepping forth. This is something that I may or may not be a little bit uncomfortable with because it's life. I cannot edit anything out. So it's just whatever it is, it is. So don't be shy. Like step into the limelight, step into the front is one of the important messages of this reading for sure. There's also something crystalline grid that is happening. We again have like the clear quartzes here that are enhancing energies of other stones, energies of other crystals, but also your own. So when you're working with crystals, just keep that in mind that certain crystals enhance your own state as well as the state of others. Hi. I'm really excited to read for you, and we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna start with the Black Moon astrology, is what I'm just being told, and Capricorn, that's Earth, of course, and it feels earthy at times, like when you're really connecting with the Earth. But to me, the way it has felt like this entire week, I felt like I actually had one day where I was super depressed. And I was like, holy freaking moly, what's happening? And then I just kind of allowed that to be as well. And the next day it was gone and it was fine, right? And what I found helped me a lot. Hi. What I found helped me a lot was just to have fun. Try to have fun, but also try to allow when you're not in those states of fun. Just allow, be cool with, having a day of not feeling well at all. And, what I did that day was just like watch TV the whole day because I was like, that day is wasted. There's no way I can fight it. And that's what I felt. If you have any other suggestions for your days, like be my guest. But I found I didn't have the energy to fight against it. That's the thing. So I found it best to ease myself into it and be just like whatever. And then the next day, like I said, we went swimming and that was perfect. Yeah. Okay. No wonder we have Scorpio. I transform. This is not a surprise. I know that there's something in Scorpio happening also, and Scorpio is an incredibly transformative sign to have with this because they're the masters of death and rebirth. And as you can see, we have the Egyptian figure down here laying in the tomb, right? The pharaoh, death and rebirth. There's something afterlife. You know how the Egyptians preserved themselves, so because they believed that they would take everything with them, but that's not actually the case. That's not actually the case. So sometimes when we're going through these intense death and rebirth processes, we're really we're really leaving a lot of stuff behind. A lot of stuff behind. Friends, family, job situations, and it's about moving on. It's not the end, this is the thing. Nor is it the end, when we die, it's not the end either. There's so much more. It's just like the end of one cycle, and that's what we're being reminded here. So when you are in those states of not feeling well, just remember that there's something new on the horizon already, okay? 20. So I transform. Put your ear down close to your soul and listen hard. Acknowledging desire and surrendering yourself to the depth will serve you best at this time. Scorpio is one of the most fascinating signs in the zodiac. It is ruled by Pluto, planet of gutters and extremes. It's the sign of sex, money, and passion. It is a powerful sign. Scorpios have a bad reputation for ruthless behavior, which is not deserved. Like the other water signs, Scorpio is emotional, but not in the sympathetic way of Cancer or Pisces. When Scorpio enter a room, they don't have to say a word for the crowd to know. They can feel the energy, their depth, and their ability to understand others, all the while not revealing much about themselves, is profound. Scorpios inspire you to tell them your darkest secrets while revealing none of their own. Yep. This is so interesting. When Scorpios feel deeply, they fear the loss of control and they will sting when threatened or cornered. Almost always, Scorpios will deliver the last hit. Scorpio does not roll over and play dead. They never forget they never forget a slight. People of this sign will make their mark, even when they have to do it all alone. If the Scorpio card comes up, then you are being tested. You may feel isolated and on your own, without much sympathy or help from others. If so, it's time to stand on your own and fight those forces gathered against you. You will likely win and come out much stronger and happier than before, but it's still an intense time. There's a number of positive changes with this card. You will soon gain what you have worked so hard for. Now, those are really good news. The card implies karmic issues, even the resurfacing of past life recollections. So many of your relationships now will be of the karmic nature, indeed, because also personal example, I just recently drew cards and the karmic card showed up too, and I was like, yeah, I totally get it. So the players that are in your life right now most likely do have a past life uh, reference, absolutely, and I could feel that. And the interesting thing is, you may know this, but they may not. And this is really a crazy situation to be in because you have the full knowledge or awareness, or at least that's what you feel, right? That this is past life and you understand like a bit better, like the bigger picture is what I'm getting here, but they may not be aware of what's going on. So there's a real opportunity for you to see the higher view in the situation you're being presented with currently, and to also, by living it, you don't necessarily have to vocalize it, but to live it, to stand in the fire is what they're giving me, and still, be okay. It's there's a sense of being more okay with the darkest of times, being more okay with the darkest of times, because you hold so much light already that this is good. And also something that Scorpio can, I found, to really hold, they can go so deep, like they can go into their darkest selves, right? And transform that. There's also, of course, the other element, much like, or it's just the same with any other sign. They have both sides. They can sting really hard and they can be really triggered. That's what I found. Of course, this is general, but it's very interesting when that is being transformed and when that kind of depth is being allowed, when you allow that yourself. And this is the thing, it's these times are really about integrating, and you may unknowingly also do this collectively, you know, not just your own shadow, but also collectively. And it goes hand in hand, like the whole thing. More? No, we're good. All right. So we have Scorpio transformed. It's also interesting that we're having it like this so I can see it. Mermaids? No. Gateway of Light activation is the next deck we're going to pull from. So what do we need to know, please, in addition about this super full moon in Capricorn that's happening today or tomorrow, depending on where you are? What do we need to know about the energies? How do we best work with the energies? And what is yet to come? Thank you, Spirit. Please give us clarity, healing, and show us the blessings too, please. Thank you. This one? Yeah. Okay. We have the Seraphim's Gateway. Voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. So there is indeed something about, you know, the voice, using your voice. I'm also getting, you know, fairies, so fae influence. Some of you may have a strong reference and a strong connection to the fairy kingdom. I'm also getting DNA activations with this one, like strong support. You know, just know, and this is so interesting. Look at this. It almost is the same shape, right? We do have, or like a dragonfly, but it's like kind of like the same shape. There's something about evolution, consciousness evolution, but also like the material evolution. And we were talking about a lot of, you know, shadow with a Scorpio, but then there's also so much light. And we all are currently being reminded to really stand in our light. That is, of course, if you're not feeling it that day, please don't like push yourself. Like there are others, but also, hi Skywalker, but also there are, you know, now I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Not used to doing the lives. Um, I lost my train of thought. It's, yeah, there are others that are standing up, right? Because it's not just, the responsibility isn't just on you when you aren't feeling like this. There are so many others. It's just like, keep in mind, like, of the greater task that is in at hand here. So the higher view of things is highlighted here. Let me read that to you. So Seraphim's Gateway. Here we go. Voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. The seraphim are the highest form of angelic beings who are said to radiate from the heart of Source. They have been described in many different ways through the ages, but what is common is the idea that the brilliant light emanates from them. The word seraphim means burning ones, for in ancient times, light was associated with fire. Interesting, because they mentioned that with the Scorpio reading as well, transformation through fire, right? So interesting. As this was the main source of light within homes, beings of infinite light are essentially divine love that is taking on an angelic form in order to serve the universe. When they have appeared uh, psychically, they have been described as having 6 wings, and they are known for their heavenly voices. In fact, miraculous planetary shifts are reported to take place when they sing. In the heavenly realms, they sing in constant praise of the Creator. Other angelic presences report to them with regard to their spiritual duty, as it were. It doesn't operate in such a linear way, but this is the best way for us to understand the process. If you have ever woken up hearing your name being sung, the seraphim have visited you. When they come to you, know that you are blessed to be in the presence of angelic beings that emanate directly from the heart of Source. Their voices will help awaken the angelic presence you hold within, so that you can support the expansion of the world. There's a connection ritual that I will actually be posting. I will ask later whether on Patreon or here, but it will be posted. I'll let you know in the community section as well. Okay, this one goes right here. Let's hop into the tarot and see what else for us, please. What else for us? What do we need to know about this super full moon in Capricorn, please? We have the Temperance, so the guide in this deck. and it's Sagittarian energy, and it's really like we're being angelically guided through this time. And we also have again the Egyptian influences of Isis and Osiris in this card, and I'm again getting the scorpionic with, you know, the emotional depth with the waters. So really dive deep here. It's a deep dive, and that it is, especially with the reference to, you know, the past lives, with the reference to the karmic bonds that are being highlighted currently. And this may not necessarily be people that have been in your life. It could also be people that you have a brief encounter. And remember, as within, so without. So there's a huge clearing that is happening. Let's say you had a really bad experience in a past life. For example, someone hunted you down, someone tried to take your power away. Oh my God. It's so fitting to these times. And so you're working through this type of shadow in a different way than you did in another life. So it's really a brushing up against the past that can feel intense, really intense because of that reason, maybe more intense than it would be, maybe more intense than the situation would allow, in parentheses. And this is because of that past life. Just keep that in mind. It may help you. And this goes up here. So interesting. What they're giving me now is allow the waters of wisdom to flow. Allow the waters of wisdom to flow, because that's where it is. I feel like Source is sending out something. Source is sending out information to those who are receptive of that information, to those that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. What they're giving me is you're in for a surprise. You are in for a surprise. So there may be news that are headed our way. It's a revelation of sorts. It's a revelation, but it can also come, you know, as a surprise. What I'm getting with this is a tower kind of a moment. And it's interesting because Capricorn, which will air either today or tomorrow, the general reading, it had like a tower moment in the extended, but that only served, you know, to really break away the old. And it was really positive, although it wasn't felt like this um, in the beginning. Of course, it was actually like, what the fuck's happening? That kind of a quality. And please feel those feelings, right? Please don't deter from your emotional wealth, because that's what's important, right? Feel those feelings. Like, don't be afraid of anger, of rage, like within yourself. Like, allow that. Do not suppress it. That's the shadow. That's the shadow that wants to be acknowledged, because it does have a message, and this is super important. Those emotions are just as valid as your joy, as your whatever it is. It's super important that we start to acknowledge this and no longer see it as something that should be pushed to the side, because it really shouldn't be. Those are the things that need to be acknowledged. Please only take it if it resonates for you. And we've been very patient, and we're receiving a lot of help. Three of Rods. So this is actually could be in the human world. It could also be ancestral. Receiving help. You're taking the first step, and there you go. Immediately, boom, they're there. No, no. Okay. Taking the first step here, though, is important, okay? Acting upon your guidance is important here. You know, manifesting something, but then taking the inspired action that is required for that manifestation to come in. That's important. We cannot just sit there like wish for something, and then when we receive the insights, we have to be still for this. When we receive the insights, um, then not acting upon it. Like, the acting upon it is important. What else? Thank you. Yeah, I had the same card. The moon. The moon. There is so much that we don't know, and this is only natural because we're human, right? And we get little glimpses here and there of what the higher view is looking like. And this card, at some stage in my learning about this deck and getting closer and deeper with this deck, I saw the divine masculine finally opening their eyes. And this is not, you know, not gender, this is energetic. So the divine masculine finally opening their eyes and being like, oh my God, What have I done? Like all the destruction. What have I done? And this is within every single one of us. Shadow, being pushed out, being like pushed away because they hold something that we do not want to see. This is internal. Of course, it's happening also externally. And then we have the divine feminine, like she knew all along. She knew all along. She held all the wisdom. This is like a high priestess right there, being connected to the moon, being connected to Mother Earth in really strong, strong, strong ways, being very influenced, and yet being told, you're wrong. She wasn't wrong. She was never wrong. Again, energetic, please. Because we all have this hurt little boy within ourselves as the divine masculine that is waking up, that is angry for being rejected, that is angry for not being understood because they don't understand themselves. And this is like the whole process that we're working through, and this super full moon is making it blatantly clear to us. More, one more. Yes. We have the King of Pentacles. What I saw immediately with him was actually the card from my other deck that is not with me currently, that I hope will get to me sometime soon, where, he has like the antlers in the other deck, and there's all sorts of material things like rubies and gold hung up on his antlers as to show their wealth, but the eyes were really, really empty. And what I'm feeling with this is coming into balance. There's nothing against, because we're living in a material world here, so there's nothing against, wanting things, or, wanting to be abundant in this life as well. Quite the contrary. You're here to experience this as well. We all are. We all are here to experience this as well, the abundance and what it feels like to be completely free. And it also means, from my understanding currently, that, bringing in that as well, so that we can truly be free, because when you don't have enough money, and I've experienced this several times, and currently I'm still going through like bits and pieces of this, like you can't do stuff, you're kind of limited, right? But when you do have like the financial abundance that comes with this life also, that is a possibility, an option, then this is a different life, because we're still operating on these terms as well. There's still, of course, evolution, but it also means we collectively have to go through those types of issues, and that's why it's being rubbed in our faces so much too currently. And again, we have like the triangle. I saw this in the beginning too, because the first cards that were laid out with the crystals were these ones here. So we have the triangle, and there's a triangle within a triangle is what they're showing me now. So this is super interesting, and I love it, because with this, I myself, like in the reading, I'm gaining a lot more confidence, a lot more security. So there is security that is coming in, because it can sometimes feel like someone has ripped out the ground from underneath us. But here comes the base. Here comes spirit, right? Here comes spirit to give you that second base. You draw that first energetic triangle, spirit comes in to draw the base for you. Of course, this meant that you did a lot of work already, but spirit is providing like an oomph behind you. It's like you take that step, you utter what you have to say, and spirit is backing you up. Like, make no doubt about this. This is not the lifetime where you're supposed to experience spirit not being there. This is the lifetime where spirit is backing you completely, backing all of us completely, because these are important times indeed. These are important times indeed. We're going to continue with working with the Oracle of the Mermaids. Oracle of the Mermaids. Thanks. Oh my God, yes. We have freedom, independence, and self-determination. Look at this. This is so beautiful. And again, we have, the death. We have the death process of Scorpio. This is important. Yeah, it goes right there. freedom. I'm missing something over here. This isn't for that reading. This needs to happen first, and then something else can come in over there. But it feels to me like that isn't determined yet. Like the outcome isn't determined. It's like the outcome is open yet. Freedom number 7. Freedom, freedom, I can move. Freedom caught me lose, yeah, yeah. There's something in the song by Beyonce, like the freedom one. And sometimes I love to dance to that one. And this may be also a reference, something that you can do as well. Really dance to that song or to anything else, because it's like really, this has emotion to it. This has like really, this is so powerful, right? And it's just like you stomp your feet and you move your body accordingly. There's something in that, like the rawness of it. The raw, yeah, I can totally feel it. Now with that one, it's interesting because I felt so like constricted in my solar plexus, in my stomach, and now it's getting really warm. Like my solar plexus is so warm, and now they're drawing my eye to the sun in this card, in the guide card again. When I said source, so the source within yourself will set you free. The source within self, like realizing we're all like parts of source. We're all split off parts of source. Oh, yes. Yes, realizing that, coming into more of your own divinity. I love it. The energies felt really slow until we came to that point, until we came to that realization of, wow, like I am part of source. I am extremely powerful. Like this is amazing. Like all of us realizing this is amazing. So independent self-determination. Sometimes in life we identify and define ourselves by the groups or organizations we belong to. Somewhere along the way, our unique energy can be muffled. With these cards, we mermaids are asking you to consider who you are. When you are not a member of a family or a relationship or an organization, it is time to be self-determined rather than considering the needs of the group, which is noble and wonderful, and oh, it is so good. We are asking you to be independent, to have at least your own source of money. Interesting because that did pop up, that topic. Just a small account will do where you place money for your dreams. To have a sense of who you are, whether in or without a loving relationship. To know who you are and what it is to love and like and wish for and dream for the desire for the world and desire for the world apart from the desires of the family or group, because your group mind has at this time dominated, however gently, your own independence and self-determination. So take some time, detach from the group, watch, observe, but go within and feel and begin to note what it is you wish for and begin to contribute those dreams to the group. Too long have you kept silent about your needs and desires, placing others before your own. When this card comes to you, the mermaids are saying it is your turn. But first, you must get to know yourself, your true self, all over again. This is the death process. This is that. But the main message is that there's something after death. There's something, and we can have profound death processes during one lifetime. It doesn't mean anyone's going to die. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think you know this by now. And the thing is, there's something lined up for you already, much like here. It may not be as defined of you as of yet, right? Because whatever happens here determines the outcome over there. This is why also part of the reason I'm guessing why, the private readings aren't about predicting your future, and those aren't either. It's about where you can go, what helps you most during certain processes, right? And that will determine your outcome, because you do have an incredible influence in your own life. And I believe you're coming to realize this more and more and more. And I absolutely love the combination, because this is so scorpionic to me. And I love Scorpios. I do. And the conversations are so insightful and so deep, and this is like the depth. That's my alley. All right, hang on, I'm actually gonna get in a deck that I hadn't put on the table, but I feel like we should, so I'm going to get it out. We're going to work with the guardian angels. Okay. Guardian angels, what do you have for us, please? What do you have for us, please? Guardian angels. What do you have for us for this super full moon in Capricorn? Thank you. We have positive change. Positive change. Dare to be different. Exactly. This is when you find out more about yourself. There's a hurdle to be taken here of, taking some heat. Taking some heat. So it's dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetimes, but they were celebrated later, right? So what you're working on may not immediately satisfy yourself or others, but it will in the long term. I'm getting like Saturn energy. So this is something extremely rewarding, but it takes some time, much like the guide. This current situations that we're going through collectively is not something that is immediately rewarding, right? It doesn't feel like that, but it will be in the long term, So keep your eyes, if you can, like on the higher view of things, like, or find others that do have that kind of a view, because you'll step into those footsteps and it'll keep going from there. It's like the teacher teaches another one and they become the teacher in turn. It's those kind of energies. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime, yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. Okay, guys, this was our reading for the super full moon in Capricorn. I'm now feeling called to offer, if you want to, if you're up to it, to draw a card for 2 people here in the chat. So whoever writes right now, I'm going to pick the first 2. If you do have a question, I'm going to pull 1 card for you. If you do feel stuck, you can write it now in the chat and I'll see it. And then we'll draw a card for you. 2 people, if you're up for it. I'll wait and I'll shuffle already. We're going to draw from the crystallery for you guys if you want to. Please be aware that this is public and it's going to be published. Okay, yes, please. Shall I change shift? Okay. Hi, it's me, Amy. Hi. Okay, general card. Skywalker, please say what you mean by general card. What does that mean? And shall you change shift? What do you mean by this? Like work related? Can you specify, please? I'm Amy, but we're going to shuffle what you need to know. I want to. Hi, Inga. Oh, cool, you're there. Hi, so good to see you. That's awesome. I mean, that's a question. Okay, sure. Yeah, it depends. So I can either ask what you need to know right now for yourself, and or you specify. It depends, whatever you want. It may still come through like a little bit different for you. Whoops, here we go. I am Amy. This is your card. Aww. We have so much life in you. Look at this. We have so much life in you. You're going through like a heart chakra activation at this time. This is heart chakra stuff. Peridot. And there's like a huge connection for you with the animal kingdom. There's also, I'm getting like Ace of Cups kind of vibes for you here. So it's really like learning how to come from a place of love even more, okay? Even more. Should you change shifts? Yes, work, okay. Should you change shifts? Hang on. This is up to you, Amy. It's up to you if you should change shifts. This is not something that they feel compelled to answer towards if you should change shifts. Like go within, really go within, and ask your heart. This is like actually the perfect thing that goes with this Ace of Cup here and with the heart chakra that I'm getting for you. Ask your heart. Don't come from the mind, but come from your heart, okay? Because your heart is never going to deter from, yes, but or no, but. It's a very, very clear answer for you, okay? So ask your heart, ask yourself. And the thing is about how they're coming through, why they're not given like a yes or no answer, is the following. If I gave you the answer, you would have to ask again for the next time. And in this way, you can strengthen your intuition and know yourself what to do. It's so like giving you the tools so that you can do it yourself. It's all about this empowerment that we had spoken about here too. So hang on. So much life in you with the Peridot. 95. Okay. Deep in your heart, there is a place of verdant joy and shining wellness, where moss carpets, the rocks, and tree trunks are crisscrossed by flowering vines. The air is rich with bird songs, and every breath is crisp and vibrant, reaffirming life. It is magical and miraculous inner landscape. Anything is possible. You can sip from the well of wisdom, play with the strands of time, and restore your soul when it grows world weary. This is the space where Peridot lives, spiraling through the never ending green. Come dance with me, she whispers. There is still so much life in you. Restore your spirit and remember your bliss. This is actually amazing, really, really amazing. And I feel very much tying into this. It would be very good for you to get in tune with your heart currently and to do some heart breathing and really, for example, like I said with the shift, really ask your heart. Like, you hold the answers yourself. You have all the power in any question in your life. And do find bliss. If you wish to have the connection with the medicine around you, and the reflection that comes with this, please shoot me an email at universalpowertarot and with the card I did for you, please. Okay, so I can remember. I hope this was helpful. It's just a brief one. We had, who else did we have? I don't know if I can come into the chat here. Hang on. Like that. Aha, here we go. Okay. Okay, awesome. I'm happy that it helped. Okay. So I think we had the next Skywalktress I am. Let me just check. Sorry. Really not used to this, but I may do them more often. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do you. That over here. Skywatchers, please. What do we have for her? What do we have for her, please? What does she need to know currently? Like, what does she most need to hear right now? Like, what's most beneficial to her? Thank you, Spirit. This one? No. Oh, this one? No. This one? Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. You, my dear, have the sacred center. Look at this, yin and yang. And we have full on moon and sun action here in your card. It's about balance for you. You have the selenite. Actually, the selenite is something that for me personally, I'm not using because it's too strong for me. Like, I'm receiving enough messages as it is. I I feel overwhelmed by selenite. And this is also something, should you ever choose, or if you're currently working with crystals, just know that something can enhance. Remember this message from the beginning? I don't know if you were there already. You know how crystals are enhancing our emotions, or other stones, other crystals as well. There's something for you to be mindful. Also with people, sometimes people bring out the best in us, and sometimes people bring out the worst in us. This is good reflection, good mirroring, no judgment here. See, much like with, it almost looks like scales to me. Is actually scales. It's not good or bad. This is about learning duality. So when you encounter people and relationships in your life right now, um, just keep that in mind, because it's not good or bad. It just is. Those are learning experiences, is what they're giving me. And some are enhancing in a way that brings a lot of fire, and others are enhancing in a way that brings a lot of calm. Okay. So you must have stuff in your life or people in your life that are bringing out certain things within yourself, but this is only to look at. And this can be intense at times, for sure. This can be intense because sometimes we see sides of ourselves that we'd rather not see. again ties into the Scorpio and into the I transform. This is making you aware of something. So this is a very precious time for you. Remember to ground yourself as well. This is super important. Ground yourself, please. Okay, center within the earth, especially when the energies are getting too intense for you. So selenite, page 103. 103. Ooh, wow. It says, I was named for a goddess of the moon, Selenite hoots. The moon is a dark thing, but I am light. Not light refracted, or redistributed. No, I am brightness shining from within. Yes, I am a wellspring, not a mirror. Selenite reminds you that you can be a source of light. Also, that which we had in this reading, right? Consolidate your energy so you can let it shine, not just for yourself, but for those around you. You are multidimensional, Selenite instructs. You hold within you the energies of moon and sun and earth, of wind and fire and water. You are life and you are life's decay. You don't have to choose. You can both shine and reflect. When you flow between your polarities, you come to sacred center. And I love this. And I'm also like slightly getting now throat chakra from you. So, okay, I'm going to give it to you straight. I hope this is fine. Being real with yourself and being real with others is the sentence that they're giving me. And I'm coming from a place of love. This can be sometimes like a bit of a challenge to do, to really speak your emotion, to really speak like coming from the heart, not from the place of hurt. So this seems to be something for you too, that you are either currently working on, and this process will be compelling you forward, like propelling you forward in that direction. Okay. And yeah, healing for your throat chakra. This is your reading. And the last one, because I saw you, Inge, I would like to read for you too. I hope this was helpful, by the way. Hang on, I need to make them visible again. So, where do we have you? Inge, do you have a special question if you're still there, or do you just want me to read for you? If you are not still there, I'm just gonna give you a general. Here we go. Living at my current home. How do I get the money? Interesting. Okay. Sure. I'll ask for you. Okay, Skywalkers, I'm so glad. Awesome. I think I might do this more often, like the moon readings that then won't have an extended, but where you can maybe shoot like short questions, because as you can see, it's just a one card pull, and we'll see. Okay, Inge, sure. Okay, how can Inge get the money? She needs money for her home. This was it. This one, yeah. Oh, yes. It's interesting. That came fast. So something may be coming in really fast for you, Inge. Also getting something a bit more stomach, which is natural because anything money, at least it's the thing with me, it's like, oh, you are? Okay, I just saw that you're Scorpio. Okay, Leo, Sun, and Aries. Okay. All right. So anything money was what I was gonna say is causing me a fair bit of stress. It's actually one of the topics that makes me really anxious and that I can really feel in my stomach, and that would actually cause me to get digestive problems. So you may experience the same here, Inge. And we have the most gorgeous card for you. You only more so, and it ties directly. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, thank you, Healed Heart Space. Thank you guys, you're amazing. So we have the ruby here for you, Inge. You only more so. So as you can see, we have that line here of again death process, and the full blossoming. And like I said, something wants to come in rather fast here for you, Inge. It will be a realization about money that you haven't had before, and it's a quick one for you. Okay, it's not much. You don't need much to get to the realization, to get to that point that makes you then go boom, and then it's like the flower. What they showed me right now, it's like a flower in a, how they show in movies, in nature movies, it doesn't grow like this slow, but like poof, and then you have like the full blossom there, and it's gorgeous. And this is where you're going towards. I love it because you're already on the path, is what they're showing me, right? You must have tried like a bunch of things to bring this about already, and know that you're very, very close. Okay, Inga, very, very close. This is an internal thing. This is nothing that you could do externally. You can hustle on the external, but this is a process that happens internally. And as you can see, also, the heart is a lot more. See this? The death process is like you're almost through. See this? This part here is the shadow, and this is the rebirthing over here. There's so much that has been rebirthed already, and this is the shadow part, okay? So you're being pushed out of that, or you're transforming rather. It doesn't mean shadow is going to disappear, nor should it. It should be transformed and integrated, at least in my worldview or understanding of right now. And that feels so much better. It's like instead of pushing away, it's like, yes, come here, come here. Like much with the divine masculine that we said earlier, with the moon card, with the illusion, that's what that is, right? This is like, oh my God, I realized, and she's coming back and about to hug him. And this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Let me read the ruby for you. So 79. Here we go. Aw, I love this. Ruby is like love, it says. She can fill you up or drain you dry. Oh, that's great. And like love, Ruby serves as an amplifier. Oh my goodness, we had this. Magnifying both your positive and negative traits. She can lead you to courage and self confidence if those seeds are already nurtured within you. If self doubt and loathing have taken root, she'll boost those traits in equal measure. Ruby will bolster your energy if you're feeling robust, or run down your batteries if you're feeling depleted. She doesn't discriminate or judge. She simply heightens what's already there. Yep, this is the thing, and you'll feel it. I'm sure your awareness is there too, Inge, that you know when something within you is, boosted in such a way. And it doesn't mean that this is something to understand for you too. It doesn't mean that this is you entirely, because you may feel it so strongly, like when shadows popping up, but just know that it's amplified, okay? This is a good information, I feel. As Dorothy found out after she donned the ruby red slippers, there's a bit of a learning curve. Slide that ruby ring onto your finger and you will become more you. The question is, are you ready? Ooh. My advice here to you is also to journal the kind of views you have about money. And what is this tied to? Like, what did they tell you as a child about money? What were the sentences you were exposed to? And really just allow yourself, don't think about it too much, allow it just to write down. Even if you have like 2 or 3 pages before you actually get to that point, because then it'll come quick. This is exactly your message. Then it will come quick. Journal a little bit and then boom, there it is. Okay? I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope you receive all the abundance that is already there for you, Inge. Okay? Yay! Okay, my friends. Okay, cool. Yes, you're ready. Excited for you, and you're so welcome. My pleasure. Okay, my friends, it is so cool to connect with you. I actually really, really love this. I kind of like took the plunge this morning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a live because I knew this yesterday was on my mind. It was kind of like the intuitive knowing we were gonna do a live. And yeah, I'm planning on doing more of those because I love to connect actually with you directly, and also give you the little here's and there's if I do have the energy and if I can, to do like 2 or 3 mini readings for what you need currently. And if you're down, just let me know if you like this sort of thing. And yeah, then we can continue doing them. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. I'm so happy to have connected with you today. Many yays. Okay, awesome. Yay, cool. And yeah, I'm super stoked. Oh, Andreas, hi, hi. Have a good day as well. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, for all of your support. And yeah, I'm so grateful to be able to do this work. Thank you so much. Cool. I really hope you have the most wonderful day, my friends. And hopefully YouTube is uploading this live quickly. We'll see. And yeah, sending you so much love, light, and shadow. And you be well and going through this super full moon in Capricorn in the best way. Wait for more. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so happy. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll see you and be well. Much love, light, and shadow. Bye.